Hello, I am Dan Stapleton, and with me is Sid Meier, legendary designer from Firaxis Games, who famous for Civilization.
Hello, Dan. Great to be here.
Uh,
Today we're
we're going to show off Starships, which is coming out on the 12th, March
Yes.
12th, 2015.
That's
These are the
cool.
voyages of. Okay.
We can't say that, but yeah, Starships is kind of in the Firaxis mold. I think we think we have a style of gaming, and that is when we start a new topic, we kind of say the word and see what images jump into our mind. Starships or civilization or pirates or whatever it. Hopefully, it conjures up some images immediately of what needs to be there. And I think with pirates, it's going to be sword fighting and ship battles and this kind of adventure thing. With Starships, the question was like, who's having the most fun in the world of Starships? And what we really came up with was it's that starship captain, that admiral of the fleet, that's the person in this world that's having the most fun. And so the game design really focused around putting you in the role of that character and the fun and interesting things that character gets to do. So I'll start up a game here. We can kind of take a look at some of those things. But fundamentally, they revolved around building, designing, customizing your own starships, and then taking them into a really interesting variety of different missions and adventures. Another kind of fundamental starting point for this game was a story level connection with Beyond Earth. The Beyond Earth kind of started this kind of fascinating story about humanity, how we had to leave the planet and travel to all these different star systems and started over again basically and created a brand new civilization with some really advanced technology and having discovered some really cool things and interacted with the galaxy now. And that serves as a starting point, really, for starships. Now that we have these cool technologies, we can travel freely between star systems. What's happened to all these other shards of humanity that have traveled to all these different star systems?
So
and
this takes place after you beat After Earth.
after you win a game of Beyond Earth,
Oh, sorry,
exactly.
not After Earth. Sorry, that's a terrible Will Smith movie. Okay.
Then we pick up the thread of that story with Starships, and in the trailer you see, us searching. Are there other humans out there? And we receive this faint transmission, and these other people are having trouble, and we need to go out there and help them. So that's kind of the starting point of the story of Starships. There are some interesting ways that you can actually connect the two games together, even though they're very separate games. You can play Starships without playing Beyond Earth, or you can play Beyond Earth without playing Starships. But there's a mode where Starships can actually look into your Beyond Earth game data and pick up the same leaders that are in your Beyond Earth game and make them appear in Starships. The same alliances or wars that are going on in your Beyond Earth can appear in your Starships game, and the same affinities if it's purity or harmony or supremacy. So you can kind of literally continue the story if you want to in Starships, or you can start a brand new game, which is what we're doing here.
So you were telling me that on the way over here you had a new strategy in mind.
Yes, one of the one of the kind of interesting tactical things that we'll get into is that Starship shields are stronger in the front and weaker in the back. Their facing is important when you get into the battles, and I want to try and build a fast starship with cannon, which are short-range weapon that I can zip in and get behind the enemy and blow them up with one shot. That's kind of my goal with the fleet I'm going to build today. So I've never tried that strategy before. Generally, I kind of hang back with lasers and kind of ping starships from a safe distance, ping the enemy from a safe distance, but I was trying some bolder strategies earlier today, and I figure I'm going to customize a starship around that kind of idea. So,
So what leaders are you going to pick to make that viable?
I'm going to pick Soshua, who gets two extra technologies to begin the game, and I'm hoping I'm going to get the technologies I need to carry out my strategy. And since it's kind of a dangerous strategy. Running right after the enemy ships, I'm going to choose the Harmony affinity, which allows me to repair my ships at half the cost of normal. So I'm expecting to take a little damage in doing this, but hopefully it'll pay off. We're going to pick a little higher difficulty level here, and medium-sized map. These are all some of the options you can choose. And one of the again, I think characteristics of our games is we're trying to make them replayable. That even though I choose one leader this time, I might be intrigued by another leader the next time, or one affinity. I'm going to try something different the next time. So we'll kick off a game here. A little bit of a overview of how you go through the playing. This is our Homeworld, where we just, let's say, finished our Beyond Earth game. It produces different resources that we're going to be able to use to expand our Federation, build starships, etc. But first thing I'm going to do is look and see what technologies I acquired here. Oh, good. Ion drive. So my engines are better, and part of my strategy was going to be to zip in there. So I'm happy that I got a boost to my engine technology. And I also have a bonus in stealth, which allows me to hide my starships. Not going to be very useful if I'm going to zip in there, but I'm happy with the with one of those technologies. So I'm going to use my energy to customize my starships. It's kind of the first step in building my fleet.
That is a pretty sweet ride there.
Yeah, those are the Harmony ships. They look very cool. And as I change the modules, they actually evolve. Like, I'm going to add engines to this starship because I want that speed. I'm going to get them both up to 7, which is a really nice speed. I'm going to take these lasers off and put cannon, which are the short range, the really powerful short range weapons. I'm going to commit to the strategy of zipping up and blasting them with cannon. So
it seems like you've got like a lot of different cosmetic changes there, like a very modular ship design.
Yeah, the idea is that as you change the modules, the systems on your ship, the look actually changes, so that you can kind of get a feeling for what the specialties are going to be of these ships. I'm going to put level 2 cannon on there. And
that goes all the way back to like Alpha Centauri. How you had the unit builder there.
Yes,
it got kind of out of control in that one, but yeah, it looks a little simpler, easier to get my head around.
It was a interesting idea that we didn't carry forward. There are actually a number of systems that we designed for Civ that actually never propagated. In Civ 2, we had actually designed a tactical battle system. Didn't work very well. We took it out. I think the unit builder in Alpha Centauri was a cool idea, but it just didn't quite work right. I'm going to try and bump up to level 3 here. I'm sorry, 3. Okay, so I run out of money. Well, 6, still a pretty good speed on that starship.
So these are actual individual ships you're building here. You're not creating a unit type.
Right. Each ship is individual. You can add or delete systems. No, it's not about creating classes. You can actually have up to 8 individual ships in your fleet. Once can't quite afford that yet, but so I've got my starships built here.
And each of the 3 affinities has their own ship design that's equally customizable.
Yes, the same modules. We may run into some other affinities a little more later in the game. So I am going to. So this is our home planet, and these are some of the other worlds where humans have settled down. And at each of them, there's a specific mission available. This one down here, for example, is called Duel at Dawn. Kind of like a Star Trek episode, that's really what inspired these missions. Is at the beginning of the episode, there's it's a title, and there's a problem here. There's a problem in this place in space.
So we're still in the cold open right now.
Yes. And we're going to travel to this planet and find out what the trouble is here and see if we can help them out.
See if there are any sexy aliens.
If we do, no sexy aliens, but 300 credits. It's almost as good.
300 credits can buy many sexy aliens.
So they're the Marauder command. The Marauders are like the galactic bad guys. They're making trouble all over the galaxy. And the commander here has challenged us to a duel. 2 of his best ships against 2 of our best ships. So we're going to accept that challenge, I think. Here's the bridge of our starship, and we can our crew is here to help us out. They can tell us, scan the enemy ships. There are two corvettes. made up of the same modules that our ships are made up of. So we can kind of look at them and understand, what the capabilities of those ships might be. This one is laser based. Both have lasers. Pretty good shields. So
think
torpedoes.
you'll be able to sneak up on them, or zip
I am
around
going to
them?
give it a try. It also really kind of depends on what the map looks like, but let's go give this a try.
I'm interested to see how you've tackled the space terrain question.
We have just waved our hands and said there is space terrain.
All right.
So basically, there are asteroid fields in this world, in almost any world you'll run into, that kind of create the terrain for space. Like you cannot travel through an asteroid field, and it also provides protection against enemy weapons. So you can kind of use it as cover, basically. So I'm going to try and get closer to these guys, because I want to run up behind them. One of them has actually turned on his stealth, so I can't see him at the moment, but I think he's kind of over in this area. This guy can move 5, so I'm thinking if I get over here, he's not going to be able to get to me, but I'll still have a chance to sneak up on him in the next turn.
I have a rule. I'm never going to tell you the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field.
And this guy, I might try and come around the other side. So I'm going to go around this way and see what happens. Ooh, okay. Well, it was not too bad.
Shields are holding.
Shields are holding. That head-on shot's not going to do me too much damage. Now it's time to sneak up behind this guy with my cannon. Take him out. Ooh. And can I make it? Oh, yes.
184, yikes.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah, the cannon are great up close. So the combination of speed and cannon really paid off there, because I could get into close range and then use the full power of those cannon.
So it's a hex-based map. So it's only when you're directly facing them head-on that their shields are at their strongest.
It's an angle calculation. So from dead ahead, they're most effective. From right behind, they're least effective, and then it's proportional to the angle. A lot of math. I love math. So they're happy. We're able to take care of the Marauder menace here. We got some influence at this planet, which is kind of how the strategy game works. That our goal over time is to make alliances and friends with help out as many of our human compatriots in the galaxy, and as we do, we'll gain influence there.
So it's not a game about conquest, but about building an alliance.
Conquest certainly will come into play as we go a little further into it, but right now we're trying to impress the other humans to kind of become part of our federation. So we have three of the 4 possible influence here, which means we are going to receive the resources that they create into our federation, but they're not quite totally convinced yet to join us. When they do, this border will actually move, and they'll be in part of our become part of our federation, and our fleet will then automatically defend that planet if anybody else tries to attack it. We notice already that there's empires over here. There's other people.
I hate those jerks.
Yeah, those empire jerks. They are going to have to be dealt with pretty soon. We might do one more. We noticed we had a little damage. Took a little damage here. We're going to need 41 energy to repair that. We don't quite have 41, so we'll actually go to the marketplace, sell a little bit of food, for example, and buy some energy. We'll take that back. Now we can repair our starships.
So all of that is your planets are generating resources per turn?
Right. This is the amount of energy, metal, science, and food that the planet generates. Now, a turn has a kind of an interesting interesting concept at this level. We can push one turn do as many missions as we kind of dare during one turn, but for each mission and each time we travel, we lose a little bit of crew efficiency here. So we've traveled once and we've done one mission, which has cost us two efficiencies and 1 efficiency. So the green guys have very active brain waves and they're wide awake. The red crew members have very flat brain waves and they're not really doing their job.
They're super drunk.
And what happens is this reflects the power of our lasers, the power of our shields, the speed of our engines. They're all kind of tied to how efficient our crew is. So we can keep accomplishing missions as long as we dare, but our crew is going to gradually get a little more tired.
So you're going to be like, if you go into battle right now, you're at like 60% effectiveness.
We're actually these are 5% each, so
okay.
We're at 85%.
I'm good at math.
Well, once you get to 50%, forget about it. So that's why each of these represents 5%. Now this is an interesting mission here, the Dark Star. We're going to be running into a super dreadnought ship. So I'm sorry, I'm wrong. These are their stealth cloaked fighters. So in this mission, we're going to run up against an enemy that has this cloaking technology. So there's a couple things we can do about that. First we'll check.
55%.
They have two fighters. Yes, the computer is already estimating our chance of success. In the future, everything is computerized and numbers rule. Now I think we'll be okay. Those fighters don't look too dangerous.
And what affinity are they?
They are Marauders. Marauders are kind of the universal bad guys. I think in another turn we'll run into the actual other civilizations with their affinities. So they are using their stealth technology here to hide themselves. In fact, one of them just kind of ran through this jump gate, which is a way of moving quickly from one place to another, but unpredictably, so you don't know which of the jump gates you're going to come out of.
It's a good way to get out of trouble, but not
right,
also potentially in deeper trouble.
So I'm going to. I should have been watching more closely where they went. So I'm going to lurk here for a second, see if I can get them to reveal themselves. The challenge here is I can't see where they are because they're using that stealth technology. Now I could have added sensors to my ships, which could allow me to detect them. It becomes kind of a cat and mouse game. So now here he comes. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. So I really should have built those sensors. Now, of course, they're vulnerable now to my counter strategy.
Are there any, like in Civilization 5, like there are adjacency bonuses for like if I've got 2 or 3 troops next to each other and more than one of them adjacent to an enemy? Is there any advantage to that kind of tactics in this game?
The first shot will weaken their shields, so a second shot will be more effective than it would normally be if their shields hadn't been weakened. I think that's kind of the advantage of kind of combined arms type bonus here. The reward for this mission was a free technology, so we will use that to upgrade our cannons here, which is right there. It's kind of the core of our strategy right now.
77.
So our crew is getting a little bit tired, so we're going to give them some shore leave here. And what happens at that time is
that's when the sexy aliens show.
Yeah, right. You hear it. You hear the sound of it, but you don't actually get to see them. And what happens there is the other civilizations, there they are, having a good time. So the other civilizations now get a chance to take their turn, where they can travel to planets, accomplish missions, influence the other planets, etc.
So shore leave is just ending your turn.
Is ending our turn,
yeah.
Right. Now, during that, we also get all of our crew vitality back, and we also collect all those resources that are being generated by the planet. So we're kind of ready to start fresh after that. Here we're talking to Barre. Here he's telling us about his fleet. He has purity affinity ships, and he's got his home planet here, so we could negotiate with him.
So are the other civilizations actively trying to build a empire of their own?
Yes.
To compete with yours?
They are playing the same game you are, basically. So pretty soon it'll come to trouble. Also purity. So they are traveling to different planets. Ooh. So we had influence there, but now they're actually taking over some of our influence. Accomplishing missions here and there.
Receiving all resources from Eridani 77.
So here's where we spent our shore leave. Since we spent our shore leave there, spent our money, we actually get one more influence because our crew was very well behaved on their shore leave. We're going to go repair the damage we took in the last mission. We have a bit of extra energy to spend. I'm going to add that third cannon to this guy. I'll put some fighters on my ships because sometimes they're fun.
Is there a limit to how many points you can put into one ship, or could you conceivably max one out with everything?
There's definitely two paths. One is a few really powerful ships, or you could I could add a ship here, for example, and start a larger fleet with less powerful ships. It's really part of how you like to play. What sort of strategy you like to. Now the modules get a little more expensive as they get better, so there's always a trade-off. We'll try maybe one more mission here. I think.
Sounds good.
Why don't we get crazy? We're going to get crazy here. This is the homeworld of the cooperative.
Sextanus. Sounds like a crazy planet with sexy aliens. That's the homeworld of the sexy alien.
Yes, exactly. If we can capture this homeworld of, we'll get all the resources that belong to. This is our friend Hutama here. So now normally we wouldn't do this till we were a lot stronger, but just to kind of give you a feel for how the game evolves and fighting against enemy starships, we'll just dive in there.
Approaching Sextantus 97.
We'll see what the computer has to say about this.
20.
Oh, there we go.
28%.
Does it at any point yell, "It's a trap"?
It just did. That was. So we see the ships that they have. They've actually built some specific defenses for their home planet. These megabots. They don't travel with the fleet, but if we attack their home planet, they're available to help defend there. So we're gonna go and just get a little crazy.
Yes, Commander.
They've declared war on us. As
That's
is their
fair.
right. Yes.
Okay, so you're a little outnumbered.
Yes. We're just gonna go kamikaze style.
Yeah, so
Those level 3 cannon are pretty effective here.
Ooh, even at that range, wow.
Even at that range, I'm gonna launch these fighters.
Fighters.
Ouch. Oh, that was painful.
Our engines have been damaged.
Yeah, those megabots are pretty powerful.
So when you lose a ship, or say you lose both these ships, you're just back to square one. You got to go home.
They
and
are
build more.
disabled, but they're not destroyed.
Oh, okay.
So no, you put a lot of energy into building these, so they don't get destroyed totally. That would be sad.
Like I've got the good action angles there. It's very XCOM.
Yeah.
Enemy reinforcements detected.
Another advantage of turn-based is we can kind of stop the action and feature kind of those cool, glam cam shots we call. Ooh. Okay.
Well, we've still got fighters. So.
Whose idea was this? All right, we got fighters. Come on, guys.
Can you
Hide.
make it to the black hole there?
Yeah. I could almost reach there. Yeah.
No.
Enemy reinforcements detected.
Oh man.
We can still win this.
Up till now.
Well.
Okay. There
maybe
you go.
Looks like you got to come up with another strategy. Sid.
I probably should hold out a little longer before I attack their home planet. My ships are still there. They're just incredibly damaged.
All right. Well, thank you for showing that off. I'm
You're welcome.
Looking forward to trying it when it comes out on March 12th, and it's coming out on both PC, on Steam, and on iOS.
On the
For-
iPad.
For
yeah,
iPad.
On just the iPad. Yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, playing that on an iPhone would be a little tricky.
It would be hard, and we just want the best experience, so we've put it on the iPad.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming by, and for more on Sid Meier's Starships, stay on IGN.